My friend wants me to step aside so he can date my girlfriend because she deserves more. Long version. A little over 3 years ago, I had just gotten out of a relationship with a girl who was really awesome. I broke up with her shortly before I graduated high school and wanted to take some time to focus on myself. Of course, a few weeks after the breakup, I met the most gorgeous girl I've ever met, and we really hit it off. I'll refer to her as Lisa. She had also gotten out of an abusive relationship, so neither of us were looking for anything serious. At the time, my driver's license was suspended, too much speeding, bad time in my life, learned my lesson, and my friend, I'll call him Ken, would offer to drive me to see her. For a few months, we would mostly just hang out together because we all got along really well, and she and I would mostly just cuddle up if we were all watching a movie. Sometimes we would sneak off for a few minutes to make out a little, but not long because we didn't want to be rude to Ken. Lisa and Ken developed their own friendship during this time, but it was obviously platonic on both ends, like an older brother-younger sister dynamic. Ken also had a girlfriend for 4 years then, but they were hanging by a thread. After 6 months, I got my license back, and I'd go see Lisa or take her out without Ken. At that point, Lisa and I started having sex. We both really liked each other, but I panicked and sort of ghosted her for a few weeks. Lisa and Ken continued talking, and he said he wasn't going to stop being friends with her because I was being an idiot. Fair enough. I realized I was being stupid, and Lisa agreed to see me again. We immediately picked right back up where we left off. Around this time, Ken and his girlfriend broke up, so I moved with him. I would go see Lisa a few times a week, and she would come to our place on the weekends, and we would all hang out. That continued for several more months until she ghosted me for about 2 weeks. She told Ken she was afraid I would bail again, and she didn't want to go through the pain again. We worked it out, but embarrassingly, this cycle has since repeated itself once or twice. Not in over a year though. Over the last year, especially mostly since she turned 18, I've noticed Ken has acted differently around Lisa. He'll flirt with her in front of me. She's very friendly with him, but does not flirt back and pulls away when he touches her. I told him I don't like it, but he said it doesn't matter if he flirts with her. She loves me. She says she doesn't feel that way about Ken at all, and everything indicates that's the truth. Ken has also started drinking more lately, and the other night Lisa was not here. He started whining about life not being fair. I took the bait and asked what was wrong, and he started rambling about how Lisa is too good for me, and I don't deserve her. I agree, but it still pissed me off. He then told me he is in love with her, has been for a while, and if I cared for either of them at all, I'd step aside so he could pursue her. I didn't want to argue with him while he was drunk, so I went to bed. I confronted him in the morning, and he doubled down. He said that I can't commit. I can't give her what she wants or needs. She isn't my girlfriend. She is fair game to try to date. Am I wrong for thinking this is messed up? Lisa and I do have an unconventional relationship, I'll admit. We don't refer to each other as boyfriends or girlfriends, but we don't sleep with other people. We tell each other we love each other. She usually stays at my place, and we have a good relationship with each other's families. I think we're pretty happy together. I know she doesn't want to be with him, so I'm not worried about that. But since Ken said those things, I can't help but question if I'm being unfair to Lisa by holding her back from me. Edit. Info. I did tell Lisa everything Ken said about her and our relationship immediately. She is not interested in him, and he has been making her uncomfortable. Also, because it's been asked a few times, Lisa and I have always been on the same page as far as labeling our relationship. And I'm aware that she is her own person and can be with whomever she wants. Ken is the only one treating this as some competition. TLDR. I've been sort of casually dating a girl on and off for 3 years. My friend, now also friends with her, recently told me he is in love with her and I should step aside so he can try his shot with her. Relevant comments. OP on his relationship with Lisa. When we started sleeping together, we did have a conversation and agreed we didn't want to sleep with or date other people, but we also didn't want to put a label on our relationship. We do discuss it occasionally and have always been on the same page, but we have gotten a lot more serious in the last year. The more I type it out, the dumber it seems to not make things more official. Ken is obviously free to try his luck, but she has said she's not interested. If anything, he'll just mess up his friendship with her. OP on telling Ken Lisa isn't interested. This morning I did talk to him again and told him what she had said to me with her permission, which was essentially that his advances have been making her uncomfortable, and if he wants to maintain any friendship with us, then he's got to roll things back to how they used to be. He said he wouldn't believe it until he heard her say it herself, without me around. I'm conflicted on that because I don't want to come across as controlling, but I also worry about his reaction when she rejects him. Update. Original post summary. I have been in an exclusive relationship with a person called Lisa in the post for over 3 years, but we didn't use titles BFGF. A friend, Ken, in the post who knows the history of our relationship asked me to step aside so he could try to date Lisa. I wanted to thank everyone who took the time to respond to my post and update anyone who might be interested in the outcome. I have been staying with Lisa for about a week now, since the initial confrontation with Ken, and thanks to people here, I was sure I wanted to ask her if she wanted to make things more official. She ended up making things even easier for me, as luck would have it. Lisa asked me if it might make things easier if I just told Ken that she was my girlfriend. I jumped on that opportunity and asked if I could tell everyone she was my girlfriend, and she said yes. She and I are going to look at a few apartments this week, since I obviously need a new living situation and we want to move in together. Ken and I had a few brief discussions after he told me he wanted to be with Lisa. I had told her everything Ken had said to me, and she was not the least bit interested in him, which I had assumed. I also told him that she is officially my girlfriend now, so that should satisfy his concerns about me not committing to her. He refused to believe any of it without confirmation from her, in person, and without me around. She initially agreed to meet with him on Sunday, with the plan that they would meet at her house since she lives with her mom and stepdad. But he rejected that, saying he wanted to meet at the apartment without me there. She told him she wasn't comfortable with that. If he wanted to meet up without me or her parents there, they at least had to be somewhere public. He got pissed that his threatening behavior made her feel threatened and went on a tirade, calling her every name in the book. She told him she wasn't going to see him again at all and blocked his number. He has tried reaching out to me a few times, ranging from sad to aggressive, and I'm about a text or two away from blocking him as well. Hopefully he'll just move on, and it won't come to that. Again, thank you to the posters who helped me navigate this situation. TLDR. Lisa is now officially my girlfriend, and we are going to move in together. Ken made unreasonable requests when Lisa agreed to discuss their friendship, then blew up at her, so she ended up blocking him. Edit. To clarify, we both wish him well, but neither of us wants to continue a friendship with him under any circumstances. Since posting this, I have also blocked him. I agree with the posters that there is no point in keeping any lines of communication open anymore. I have also reached out to some friends to help get the rest of my stuff out, but I was already able to get everything important when I first left. He can make a shrine out of my old shirts if he really wants. Relevant comments. Travelbug 898. Dude, this guy is a creep. And it sounds like he wanted to do something bad to Lisa when they were alone, to be honest. Just cut him out of your life. OP. I agree. I understood him not wanting me in the room or getting his heart broken in the middle of a Starbucks or something. But him rejecting her parents' house when they've always been friendly with him was a big red flag for us. Travelbug 898. I think you need to drop this friend at this point. He obviously isn't as good of a guy as you thought he was. Choose your girlfriend, not the guy who seems to want to sexually assault her. OP. I don't even think I'm going back to the apartment to get the rest of my stuff. I hope he's able to get his life together, but I can't help him at this point. If he does try to contact her again, then she's going to try to get a restraining order. I've also told mutual friends what is happening, and that he can't know where our new apartment will be under any circumstances. Final comment from OP. Okay, so my stuff is out, thanks to 2 of my friends, who are also friends of Ken. Friend A tried ahead of time to convince Ken to leave so we could get everything out without him, but it wasn't happening. Ken said he wanted to make sure I didn't mess with his stuff, which is ironic since he tried messing with my relationship. Friend A then offered to act as a buffer so Friend B and I could get my stuff out. When we first got to the apartment, Ken was obviously drunk, but calm and seemed almost apologetic. I had already decided I wasn't going to engage with him at all, because I don't see the point anymore. He did not like being ignored, apparently, and started going off, gradually saying worse and worse SHT. He started saying SHT about Lisa, but I was able to ignore him and let it roll off my back until he told me I might need to F her up and get her in line. He knows her ex before me was Asif. I'm very thankful my friends were able to get me out of there quickly, because I have never been so angry like that in my life. Update. I 20M have, or had a friend and former roommate 22M, who is spiraling in a bad way. I did post about the relationship aspect of this in relationships, but things have quickly continued to get worse, and I'm genuinely concerned for the guy. My friend developed strong feelings for my girlfriend and expressed to me that he wanted to date her. I obviously told him that wasn't going to happen, but he was very drunk when he said this to me. His drinking has been getting worse over the last year. When he sobbed up, he didn't take back anything he said, So my girlfriend and I chose to cut ties with him. I've been staying with her while we packed to move to our new apartment. My friend made getting the rest of my things from our apartment difficult and made a lot of horrible comments about my girlfriend, calling her terrible names and saying she deserved Oz from her previous relationship. He was also very drunk at that time. My girlfriend and I both blocked his number, but he has been reaching out to mutual friends to try to get the address of our new apartment. They have been ignoring him too, and some have blocked him, but he's not stopping. He went to my girlfriend's place of work the other day to talk things out with her and left when she asked him to. But it did lead to her getting fired since the parents didn't want to risk him showing up again. She has worked for them for almost 2 years and understands, but is devastated. This leads me to my question. A friend clearly needs help that I cannot, and at this point will not provide. I know in the past he has mentioned his mom being very overbearing and overprotective growing up. So I believe if I contacted her on Facebook, she would be very proactive in finding help for him. My girlfriend feels that me contacting my friend's mom would be more of a revenge act, because he's made our lives hell for a few weeks now. He needs to get help on his own, and we need to distance ourselves completely from him. I feel like he needs help with drinking and possible mental illness, and even if I can't be friends with him anymore, I want to get help for him. I know his mom can't force him to get help, but she can probably do more than any of us. So IDOWorkHereLady, if I reported my friend's actions and heavy drinking to his mom. Thank you for watching the video.